KDB.
Beats Planet.
Master William, what's good with you, sir?
What's happening, man?
You know, man, sometimes when I have to start the podcast off like this, it's always some treachery afoot. Let me just down DeMarco. Doing nothing else, man.
Treachery afoot's crazy.
Treachery afoot's the king, you hear me? I retired from fussing with miscellaneous people. You know what I mean? I've been saying this on the show lately, that I don't find pleasure in arguing with miscellaneous people, especially on the internet. If you go back to one of Marcus Harrison quotes from last week, John Henry Clark said, "I only debate with my peers. Everybody else, I teach." You know what I mean? So if we ain't peers, man, I mean, I don't really need an extended conversation with you. You know what I mean? Because whatever you saying, 9 times out of 10, if I think that you goofy in that way, it's not coming from a positive place. Let me just explain. First of all, shouts out to you, Will Steele, Skywalker Steele, Voch Lombardi, volume. Hit all the buttons. I want to jump right into it. Okay. people like to pick and choose who they agree with, you know? Sometimes you can lie to yourself long enough that you start to believe it's true. I mean, hey, cool, man. Pick your side, pay your biases, whatever you feel like you want to do. Perfect. No problem, right? I'm not arguing with Dak haters anymore, but I still see him out in the wilderness, Will Steele. I still see him, right? And in my mind, I may see a Dak hater, and it's not, team, like this ain't Cowboy Dak hating fan, this ain't you, Dak. It's just a Dak hating fan in general, right? And I'll see a Dak hater communicating with, let's just say a Voch Lombardi, right? Communicating with a Will Steele. How many times have you heard this? Oh, you just a YouTuber. Why should we care what you have to say? Why should we put any stock into your opinion, Will Steele? How many times have you heard that about your very much so qualified opinion, sir?
Oh, it gets thrown out there a lot. Yeah.
That same person though, Will Steele, I'm real good with profile pics and names. So like if I see something twice, I go, ain't you that? So they may disagree with a qualified YouTuber, Will Steele. That's okay. I ain't got to be too arrogant to where my point is better than somebody else's point, right? But they'll go, Voch, what have you ever done? You never coached in the league, played in the league, da-da-da, boom, boom, boom. And I'll take that on the chin. I'm like, hey, if that's your criteria for listening to good information, that's fair. And then they'll go over to one of their friends on social media, Will Steele. They'll go over to one of their Twitter friends that ain't got a profile pic. They got the name of their team and 7 numbers behind it. Eagle fan 65666. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They'll run over to that fan, and that fan has something in common with the other fan. Oh, Dak Prescott is trash. So that fan will listen to another fan, to be clear, that don't coach football in the league neither, right? They'll listen to that fan, Will Steele, and they'll go, I'm going to listen to what you say because we agree. And Will, if that's how they want to run this ship, fine. You agree with all your friends, whether they watch film or not, whether they coach in the NFL or not, whatever they want to do, you can rock with your friends if you like. But these goofy ass people, Will Steele, after making that declaration, gonna look us all in our Twitter face and say, well, what has Mike Martz done lately? Sir, whoa. I thought the criteria was ever coached in the league, played in the league, done something in the league, blitzed the league, maddened the league. I thought you needed some kind of criteria. But the mother that call plays for the greatest show on turf is not enough for you. I be damn. I be damn, Master William. That's why I don't argue no more. But Voch, why don't you get in the Twitter streets and fight no more, Voch? Why don't you fight these fights no more? Because y'all ain't gonna kill me. I got a lot. Well, look, I just got this job, Will Steele. I got a lot to live for. Ain't gonna kill me. I'm gonna kill them, Bernie Mac say. You know what I'm talking about? I got a lot to live for, Will. So they're not gonna stress me out. And I'm just watching these people. I'm just scrolling down. Mike Martz is just saying his Super Bowl winning Mike Martz, Will Steele. What does Mike Martz know about football? What does Mike Martz know about the quarterback position? What does Mike Martz know about calling offense? What? If that's your rule for Voch Lombardi, Will Steele, or Titans fan, but sometimes Cowboy fan 22662. Like if that's your rubric for them, like just keep that. But you ain't finna come up here and tell me Mike Martz don't know what the fuck you talking about, right? So I'm just gonna remove all my opinions from it, Will Steele. I wonder what Mike Martz think about this. You know what I mean? I'm just curious about what he has to say. A qualified Super Bowl winning NFL head coach over multiples of years. That mother coaching the Ryan Fire now. I don't know who he coaching now, Will Steele, but he got pedigree though. Yeah. And there was this interview that came out a couple of days ago. Actually, he broke down the film, which is the best way to talk and explain things to people, football wise, because you can't just sit up here and be like, "Oh, that's Mike Martz's opinion." Not really. Like he's showing you the film why he feels this way, right? I even forgot the name of the publication. My bad. Some 33, all 32, whatever the name of it is. My bad job. But the Mike Martz interview, you can't miss it, right? They had him on 105.3 later to kind of explain yourself. And it's crazy, Will, because they talking to Mike Martz like, hey, man, you better tell us something about why you feel like Dak Prescott better than Jalen Hurts. You move with your uncle and auntie and Bel Air finger wave about why they feel like Dak Prescott better than Jalen. It's crazy how they was talking to Hall of Fame GOAT offensive coordinator Mike Martz got the correct opinion about Dak Prescott, right? I just want to run some of these clips by y'all. And me and Will Steele, if he ain't got nothing else to do, we'll just go back and forth on him and we'll just talk. Is that cool, Will Steele?
Sound good, brother.
All right, cool, man. Let's just do this, man. Let's just do this. What's up to everybody in the chat? The 33rd team, if I remember correctly. Thank you, Right Trap, because boy, I
need to work my ankles.
and that's the wrong drop. All right, cool. Here we go. The first thing. Mike Martz was talking to the 105.3 The Fan crew. It was Sean, RJ, and Bobby and them. Shouts out to all them. And Mike Martz is this first clip here. Mike Martz was talking about how detrimental it can be for your offense when your quarterback and your wide receivers aren't on the same pace. Let's just go ahead and run that real fast, you know?
I think the success of any quarterback has so much to do with the receiving corps, how disciplined they are, where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there. And, it's kind of a touchy thing because if they're not on the same page as a quarterback, let me take you back to Peyton Manning when he went down to Tampa Bay.
Tom Brady.
Remember how frustrated he was because he didn't feel like he was on the same page. And I think that there's a little bit of that going on there last year with Dallas for the first time. And I had not seen that so much there before. And I think that, the quarterbacks obviously aren't going to say anything about it, and they just got to grin and bear it, so to speak. So I think that's probably one of the most contributing factors to these turnovers.
And we felt like that, Will Steele. And many of these clips, I thought about you. Me and you will go back and forth over these talking points or whatnot. We'll say, hey man, the wide receiver core was thrown together lazily, yes. And we didn't not even anticipate, right? But we just didn't address the idea that Gallup might be a little rusty, that Tolbert is a rookie, that Semi's not ready, that this is Lamb's first go at wide receiver one. Lamb was fine. Right, Lamb was fine, and Lamb probably could have been a little better too. But we anticipated all these things, going into it, right? Then you add on top of that Dak was hurt. Gallup didn't have the offseason. Jalen Tolbert lining up at corner for whatever reason. Like Dak can't throw the ball to Jalen Tolbert when he lined up at corner. That'll be an interception. You know what I'm saying? Just whatever. And T.Y. Hilton, of course, who was supposed to be our savior, Will Steele. Like that motherfucker got here for Christmas. Yeah. You know what I mean? He went Black Friday shopping, bought his kids some PS5s. He got the call from the Cowboys and say, I bet. and that's just what we had.
Yep.
And this offense where small flex Will Steele, we talked to Will Greer. We meaning Will Steele, but he was representing the show when he talked to him. We talked to Will Greer, man, and Will Greer was like, hey man, this offense ain't simple. You know what I mean? Like it ain't the easiest in the world. So you take all this offseason adversity for these four players, Dak Prescott, T.Y. Hilton, Michael Gallup, and Jalen Tolbert, you're going to run into some problems on the field when we do finally come together. Now, this year, I think that's going to be a little different. We know Dak's not turnover guy, Will Steele. Dak ain't never been a turnover guy.
Not interception-wise, no.
Not interception-wise, fair enough. But you can just imagine how more offseason work with these guys can be beneficial to Dak Prescott. Did you have something, sir?
Yeah, the coaching staff, the front office, didn't they admit they came out? They non-verbally admitted it by trying to grab other receivers, and they came out in the offseason and said,
"We fucked this up.
My bad, dog. we thought one ACL, Michael Gallup, and these young bucks was going to be enough." Sure. So they admitted, So if they admit it, we should understand. Okay, is the expectation for him to overcome that? Yes, but context, right? So at least that part of it, we understand that. It was not made easier for anybody on this offense, including the play caller, if we want to give him some grace too. So
sure. Let's move on to here with unqualified as greatest show on turf was overrated. Mike Martz got to talk about whatever. Hey, look, somebody just gonna be tapping in like right this second, and they heard me say, they were like, "Yo, what is Voch talking about?" Or Colin Cowherd gonna be introducing some network dudes to the show. Hey man, this Voch Lombardi kid, man, he knows all kinds of shit. Listen, Mike Martz don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Let's move on. Mike Martz talked about something interesting. He talked about trying to marry two systems and two philosophies together, and how that can be detrimental to the sauce here. Let's listen.
I think when
that deep
when you have
crazy.
two systems that are kind of married together, it sounds because they're both outstanding coaches.
Pause.
it's difficult. It sounds like it should work, but a lot of times it doesn't because there's just two different philosophies. And, Kellen was trying to coach a system he's not really particularly familiar with. And so the details of it, he may not know, and that's hard. And I've been in that situation before where you're trying to interpret for the quarterback, and that's not an easy thing to do at all. And I think it's very difficult. So I know how good Mike is, I think, and I think we all do. I love the fact that he's getting back in the intimate details of it. I think that'll resolve a lot of issues for them on offense, and I think it'll be great for Dak. The details in the final analysis mean everything. And if you're not getting the details at all those positions, then you're just never going to be as successful as you can be. And I think Mike is that kind of a guy. And I just think that it's his offense, ultimately what he wants to do. Nobody's going to coach it better than he can. So he might as well jump back in like he did.
And as an ex-offensive guy, right? I say this all the time too, Will, still, even though my opinion is not qualified. I played, right? Played center. So I had to really get a grasp of the offense. Coached. And I came up under offensive coaches, wide receiver, O-line coaches, right? And they would always talk about details and why details were so important. So when I'm listening to Mike Martz and he's talking about details, this little light went off in my head, it'll be something as small as, verbiage, you know what I mean? To where one coach would be like, hey, you're going to get this look. I need you to make a play. But another coach would be like, hey, I need you to, you might see this look. Don't overthink it. Just make a decision. You understand what I'm saying? Something small like that, can be the difference in how you run that play or how you throw that pass, right? One coach would be like, all right, this is what we're trying to do. We need this kind of leverage. So when you run the slant, just, if we're running it here from the whatever, just kind of run the slant at 6 to 7 or run this slant at 6 to 8 or just whatever, right? To where another coach would be like, you run this shit exactly at 5. If this thing happens, you can then make it a little more shallow, a step or two, right? But look for the ball here because that's where the quarterback's going to be. So, sometimes verbiage, small verbiages can make the difference in how a quarterback sees things and processes things, right? I keep giving you credit, right? This goes back to Kellen Moore lacking experience, right? Kellen Moore, all he knows is his offense. So if Mike McCarthy comes in and say, hey, this is my offense, it's different from what you've been running. Run this. Kellen just got to wing it with what he knows and what he thinks Mike is talking about, right? But if you got a coach like Schottenheimer, right? And this ain't me trying to prop up Schottenheimer, or just any coach that's been coaching for 20 years under different coaches, he's called plays before, he's moved around the league, he'll go, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about because 8 years ago I was doing blah, 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 blah. You understand what I'm saying? So when Mike Martz was talking about details, that really rung in my mind. So when we hear, I ain't gonna even put it in like this because I wasn't in that room, Will, still, but that just makes me feel like one coach would be a lot more tight than another. And Mike Martz got a lot more to say later on when we actually run that clip, and we'll talk about that later. But you feel what I'm saying, Will?
Yeah, one philosophy, sure. Right? Because you can have multiple coaches, but if they're not on the same page, you're gonna have a lot of different things going on. Didn't that kind of happen? I hate to switch, but defensively, when the Cowboys brought Chris Richard, Chris Richard. It was Rob Marinelli. You had two, same 4-3, but two different philosophies. And Chris got, frustrated. Rod's frustrated. The defense is up and down. And, Coach McCarthy came out multiple times and talked about philosophical differences.
Sure.
Now he hasn't went on to be direct and detailed about that, but he talked about situational football. And I think we can all go back, read between the lines, and know exactly what he's talking about. So, philosophical differences is not small. That's a major thing. You're not going to understand the frustration, but that's the problem when you kind of have that hierarchy rift, whether it be from the front office, then to the head coach, to the offense coordinator, down to the quarterback. You're asking the offense to kind of overcome all of that above them.
Yeah. I see in the comments, fantastic comment. This just made me laugh. Reggie T says, the funniest shit I saw was someone saying they don't necessarily agree with Mike Martz. Like, who the F are you? Like, hey, this is Mike Martz's qualified opinion. You know what I mean? And Will, this is another reason why I'm just not fighting with these people, right? Because Mike Martz knows way more football than me. much more football than Voch Lombardi, right? But I still feel qualified enough, in my opinion, because I grind film like that, right? Like I'll watch a game 3, 4, 5 times just to really get a grasp on what's going on. And I got to argue with a dude that was probably drunk texting on his phone that watched the game once in broadcast view, telling me Trey Diz can't play when he ain't even on the field, when he ain't even on the TV all the time. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I just gotta choose me, man. Me and Mike Martz.
It took you a year, but yeah, I retired from that. What about 2 years ago? Yeah, I used to fight in these Twitter streets and these Facebook streets. Now it's call to the show. Let's talk, because I'm not doing it.
Stargazer Sports says, Voch, your skin is looking great, and your bone structure in your face is looking phenomenal. Hey, look, I thought you were talking about football. My bad. Star, thank you.
I was like, hey, you bring it out the chat.
I thought she was talking about football, man. I thought we was, you know what I mean? I thought we was talking about X and O. But shit, I appreciate you, whatever.
Shoot
you know,
your shot, but don't shoot your shot, man.
Yeah, shot. Shot.
Listen, I seen it. I seen it. I know a little.
All right, here we go.
Hold on.
They asked the
excuse me?
Huh? We're gonna need some towels. Okay, here we go.
Shoot you in the face. Go ahead.
I'll wet you. They asked Super Bowl winning, very much so qualified, should be Hall of Fame Mike Martz about option routes. This is what Mike Martz had to say.
Well, the option routes are really, really, really important, particularly on third down. We use a lot of them. I think, you got to see the same thing, obviously, but the thing that I saw when it doesn't work with Dallas, the receivers, they didn't come back to the ball. You can't float at the same level. You'll get undercut. And
I just want to talk about that for like 2 seconds. I couldn't
stand that shit. Go ahead.
I just want to talk. You can't float. So when Michael Gallup come, and look, this was boy, we were shitting on Michael Gallup a lot in this video. So what he means by float, right, is when a wide receiver cuts, you still got a landmark that you got to drive to get to, right? You just can't come out of a cut and it may not be the look that you're looking for and just be like, I'm in the open field. Something might happen, right? Because in Dak's brain, you're still working an angle. So if you're running a comeback route at the top of your comeback, you need to keep coming back, right? Because that's you would think, Will Steele. Yeah. You need to keep coming back because that's what Dak Prescott's brain's doing. His brain is saying, okay, he's coming back. So in 3 yards, he's gonna be in this spot.
Because it's a comeback. It's not a hook.
It's a comeback.
You don't run a hook 15, 20 yards downfield.
It don't say go and look. That motherfucker come out to come back and I'm open. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because just as much as you not moving, Stephon Gilmore is moving. That's the exact pick I'm talking about. Stephon Gilmore is moving on that track that Dak think he's going.
And San Fran. Which goes to concepts. They were dumb to me. Martz put it out something I wasn't even thinking about where, maybe an option out here would help, right? Where Michael Gallup was even and he could have been leaving on that pick against San Francisco if he just keeps going. My thought process when he was talking about that was, why is the read on the right side of the field, which is also a comeback route, and I believe slot, I think it was Lamb. So Lamb was a look, which is fine. But if that's the look, then shouldn't Michael Gallup be complimenting that particular concept? So when he comes back that way, Michael maybe is coming out of his route, not necessarily, I'm going to come back, but I'm the third read or I'm the second look. And by the time Dak gets over here, I got the corner sitting on me. So he talked about concepts a little bit, not a lot, but guys like David Carr, guys like Kurt Warner talk more about the concepts that were an issue. But, I didn't even think about the whole Michael Gallup on the fly situation. I think that would have been better. Yeah. As opposed to running that comeback there. And then that way Dak can look this way. It's not there. You got Michael Gallup on the deep route, and then you come back to Ezekiel Elliott underneath.
Mm-hmm. Also, too, from a coaching angle here, like if we don't have confidence that Michael Gallup off his ACL can stick his foot in the ground and drive, then he'll need to be on the field for real. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he was playing right after that. He got surgery.
Sure.
Remember, he got ankle and knee surgery. Think about that for a second. We not only did we run out there, what we ran out there, but Michael Gallup was playing on a torn ankle and knee.
Yeah. Well, still, let me make sure I get the person's name. I'm not arguing with nobody. Sean King in the chat say, talk about the fumbles though. Mike Martz should do it.
Not this year. He actually was really good with that. But years past, it was.
But Will, we don't know what we talking about, man. We never coached, and Mike Martz coached, but he ain't shit though. So we just gonna agree with what we just gonna think anything in the chat. Will say it is what it whatever. I love this Will still. You know what I mean? I like little, you know what I'm saying, shit like this, you know. And shouts out to the 105.3, you know what I'm saying, guys, for putting yourself out there. I'm gonna put the actual question being asked, right? Then we're gonna get Mike Martz's answer because I love this Will. So let's just do this. Track number 4.
Do you think he has enough ability? Because Coach, I want the Cowboys to kind of,
which is an asinine question, by the way.
He don't like Dak though.
I know he.
I just found out that dude right there is a Washington football people fan growing up. Came here for the job, and now he covers the team, so he kind of has to root for him. But he does not hide his disdain for the team or certain players on there.
Yeah, nonsense. But we're gonna keep on going though.
I build on defense. I don't believe Dak can carry them through the playoffs if it's on him mostly. I think he's got flashes, spectacular flashes, but I just don't think they can win the Super Bowl on his right arm. Do you think that's possible?
I don't think there's any question about it. I think he could be a great player, but you have to. I just think there's been so many moving parts around him, and I know Kellen is kind of his philosophy is a little bit more. He's a guy that wants to throw it quite a bit. And if you're not real good in the offensive line, that's going to be very difficult. You know, I think the fact that they're going to run the ball very well, and I'm sure they will. I think just does so many things for Dak in the passing game. There's just been too many moving parts around him, and there's a lot of really good quarterbacks out there that have been through this. You know, you look at Steve Young. He goes from Tampa Bay, he's the worst rated quarterback in the league. He goes to San Francisco, becomes a Hall of Famer. So much of it has to do with getting things tight around the quarterback, and when that happens, then you know he can realize his full potential. I'm a big Dak fan, so you're probably asking the wrong guy.
Is Dak talented enough? Is nonsense, man. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, if that's the case, you might as well feel like Pat Mahomes and Joe Burrow gonna win the next 25 Super Bowls, dog. If that's how you feel, and guys like Kirk Cousins and Daniel Jones and guys like Geno Smith and guys like Brock Purdy, they just in the playoffs for accident. They just in there to be in there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna argue with nobody though. Will still, I love how Mike Martz gave his answer. Sean said, why? Oh, I'll tell you why. Boom, 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 boom. That's why. Now what? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, as if the first game didn't happen. You know? As if we hadn't seen him play. I mean, look, the Niners have been a tough matchup. It is what it is. But dudes played well in the playoffs majority of the time.
Will, how come if you don't win the Super Bowl, none of your other playoff wins matter?
Oh.
How did it happen? How did it happen, bro?
Oh.
And then, but Will, and then they ask questions like, "Can you win a game in the playoffs?" That ain't the question. Our question for Dak is, can we get to the NFC Championship? Can we get to the Super Bowl? Can we win the Super Bowl? That's our questions for Dak. We up here acting like they're talking like, okay, can Dak go 8-8 this year? That's crazy. But I don't want to argue with nobody though. I don't want to publicly fuss with nobody because Mike Martz is way more qualified than everybody on this phone call. I just think it's a little bit of nonsensical. Go ahead, say what you're about to say.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Cool. And this was the last clip I have for y'all today. Shouts out to Alex, the Eagles fan here, but they just asked if you could have Dak or Jalen Hurts the next 3 years, who would you rather have? This person that's neutral, that
the irony.
You know what I'm saying?
Would you take Jalen Hurts or Dak for the next 3 years?
Dak.
Why? I mean, we know you like him.
That's corny as hell, but whatever.
But
wow. So Jalen Hurts is in a highly disciplined system. All the details, you put Dak in that same system, he's going to have that kind of success. Or better. I just think he's a terrific talent. I was down there for a week and I watched him. I met him. I didn't say anything. It was just like a fly on the wall. Was in the meetings and just watched him. And he is really, really good. He just, I'm excited for Mike. He's going to clean things up around him. And the discipline of what they do is everything. The details and hammering and making guys accountable and running routes fast and being where you're supposed to be. All that stuff Michael did.
Holding your wide receivers accountable.
Bruh, the discipline offense thing really, really rung loud to me.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because do you believe this Cowboys offense has been a disciplined scheme or offense over the years? It just felt like, boy, if Dak is out there, it'll he talk about getting carried. I mean, the offense is technically, when he's out there, it's kind of carried by that. You know, and when they have their horses under Kellen, it's carried. But discipline is not the word I would use, especially last year. We talk about all the option routes and whatnot out there. But that rang loud. He said he's in a highly disciplined offense. And I wonder if McCarthy is going to kind of bring some of that stuff back. And that, if we can dumb it down a bit, that's more so basically meaning what McCarthy said. Look, the less responsibility, the faster they'll play. That's the secret sauce. Yeah. I don't think he's going to have these players out there, and this is not just Dak Prescott, but these receivers, these tight ends, these linemen, whomever, running backs, out there thinking so damn much every single play of what the defense does after the snap.
I'm gonna say Kellen Moore soft. Hold them dudes accountable, man. Hey, you got to do this right. You got to do this. Hey, yo, Gallup, that ain't going. Yo, Tolbert, you can't be playing free safety. You got to. Hey, this. And he feels like Mike McCarthy's the guy that'll hold his team accountable, and Kellen Moore would not. So that's all the clips I got for y'all today, Will. So I think this is very eye-opening because, once again, I think it's good to hear from a qualified party. You know what I mean? Just from a, hey, I call plays. Alex, the Eagles fan, I'm just assuming if I'm wrong, Alex. But I think he's coming from a place that he's saying, well, you know, Mike Martz called the Dallas show and he's friends with Mike McCarthy, right? But I don't think this is a situation where Mike Martz benefits from like lying to somebody, right? Like this ain't something that he had to do. And if you actually watch the film study, when he wasn't on the radio show, he was like, yo, Dak got to be better right there. Yo, Dak was bad right there. Dak was not good right there. Okay, Dak was fantastic right here, but shit, what is Gallup doing? Right? So, you know, take what you want to take from this, and we're not arguing, by the way, because I just said, take what you want from, you know, from this radio interview or whatever. But I think, you know, the film that they put out, 33rd team, shouts out to them. I think the film that they put out was neutral. I think it was some good neutral analysis, man. And, you know, shouts out to Mike Martz for analyzing that. But you know how it goes. Sean King thought we was making excuses for Dak fumbles, like his Google don't work. But whatever.
He lost one fumble last year.
we making excuses, dog. Yeah, we need to break down the film on.
I don't know if Sean King's a Eagle fan, but didn't bro fumble like 17 times? Just playing. But look, he had a fumbling issue. Probably a year before that. 2021, I think he lost 6 of them. 2020, he lost 3. But last year, that wasn't the issue. Last year, it was, all right, 2nd and 20, 3rd or whatever, playing a bit of hero ball. Something he said he didn't want to do. But, I mean, when you say, hey, Dak, we got to go out here and score 1 minute and 30 seconds left in that, he going to try to do it. you know?
Yep.
You know, and that's he needed to kind of dial it back. He said it before he came back. You know, I got to dial it back a little bit, but I think McCarthy is going to be good for the turnover situation this year. And obviously having Brandon Cooks, that'll help too.
Yep, fair enough. Appreciate you, Will. Still, let's get into these phones, sir.
The conference has been locked.
We got a phone. Huh?
We got it.
All right, cool. All right, here we go. We got the phones right. Let's get to the phones real quick. All right, here we go. We're gonna get this right. All right, let's go. Let's see. Shouts out to James, by the way, man. James just. All right, let's go. Let's go. Kev from Michigan. Phone's locked, by the way. Sorry. What's up, Kev?
What's going on, yo?
Coolin', my guy. What you got for the shot?
Ain't not much, man. I just want to talk about Dak's character first off. We know him.
Turn your house down. Turn your house down. Turn your house down. We can hear us. Turn your house down.
That's better.
Appreciate.
So let's talk about Dak's character,
please,
real quick. Yeah, we know him, an exemplary character, leader in the locker room, great guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He came out and said, "Yeah, we got to do this now. We got to go now." You mean is the talent that he had around him last year? Y'all gave me dog shit. Y'all gave me lemons and wanted to make motherfucker like lemon cream pie.
Lemon meringue, yeah.
Can't do that.
Banana cream pie.
Lemon meringue, you feel me? Can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do that. This year, you got to get surrounded with talent.
Yeah.
You gave him Michael Gallup on one knee.
Right.
You gave him Noah Brown as your number 2, your thorough number 2.
CD Lamb's just figuring out how to be a number one.
Yeah.
And now, like, we got to figure this out.
Right.
So this year, when Mike McCarthy is going to simplify things, it's going to clear up a lot of stuff for us.
Mm-hmm.
Going to simplify Jalen Tolbert to be an actual guy.
Yeah.
In the wide receiver room.
Yeah.
Added Brandon Cooks, going to be fine. Like you said, Dak's never been a turnover guy, never been an interception guy, never will be an interception guy. And all Mike Martz's points were valid because those interceptions weren't on Dak.
Somewhere, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think the criticism of Dak is definitely unfair. He's
Right.
been our guy for a while. He's covered up a lot of issues, and we just got to continue to rock with him.
Yeah. Hey, fair enough, man. Easy peasy. Less is more. Appreciate you, Kel.
Yep.
Hey, man, less is more, man. We ain't got to do a whole bunch of changing to get this thing back on the rails, man. Just take what you did, cut what didn't work, hold on to what you had, and build on that. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. Los, what's up, sir?
Good afternoon, Voch. Good afternoon, Sky, man. How y'all doing?
Life's good, Los. I can't complain. So why the cop? What's good?
Right?
Hey, just two quick things. One quick thing on Dak, man. Hey, I just saw. I was on Twitter the other day, and I saw something that made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
There was a shirt that said, "I survived the Garrett era from
Mm.
2011 for how many years, right?"
Crazy.
And now we survived the Kellen Moore era at that. It was 4 years of, something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm excited about most is we can finally see this football team focus on football. And something that Dak has always needed, in my opinion, is, a coach, just to keep him accountable. Because I feel like Kellen and Jason weren't those coaches that I would like to say, they weren't them. They're not those guys that will, I don't know, just have them in you to put that motivation in you, correct?
Right.
In my opinion, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like Dak is going to have a huge step forward with Mike McCarthy. I'm not saying he's a great coach, but I'm saying he's good enough to, get you 12-4, get you 13-win games, and get you running the Super Bowl. I'm not calling him the greatest of all time, but Mike McCarthy does deserve the respect he's earned for, being in that situation to, get where he is. And I feel like Dak is finally going to get a clean slate with this offense, and he's going to put numbers. Right. And my last thing with you, Voch, is I was talking to Sky this morning, right? And my one name that I really like is, Bijan. I feel like if you were to be in this offense, man, this offense will be complete in my opinion. And I know I'm talking way ahead, but Sky didn't like the idea of trading up, and I don't either.
Me neither.
But if you were to trade up for Bijan, at what number would you feel comfortable, both of y'all, to trade up for him? And that's all. Peace out.
No, sir, Los. If Bijan doesn't get to me, then I'm not gonna move up to get him. I'll just wait till whoever falls to me, and I'm just gonna bank on my Cowboys have done the work to draft a good player. Appreciate you, Los.
No problem. Peace.
Yep. I mean, man, if Bijan if he gets to me, then we gonna get arrested. You know what I mean? Hopefully they handcuff us in the front. You know what I mean? Because that's gonna be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? To be in jail over the weekend, but nah, we ain't gotta give up other picks to go get Bijan. No. Let's see, Mark. Go ahead.
I said no, sir.
No. Martz, what's up, sir?
Yo. So on this Dak thing, I was actually talking to my homie, I'm from Philly. I was dying laughing because all year I'm telling him Jalen Hurts is not signing for $40 million. He's not signing for $45 million. He's gonna blow the doors off y'all contract if he gets MVP or y'all get to the Super Bowl. No, you should have saw the text I was getting today, man. Dang. I'm like, y'all lucky, or y'all franchise will be done if y'all ain't had these draft picks. It will be a wrap. Y'all lucky y'all got these picks. And to the Dak Hurts thing, when he said disciplined, that was him being nice, saying the Eagles run a really simple offense and scheme, and they don't ask Jalen Hurts to really play quarterback. They let him run the read option. They have a dominant O-line. They made sure they got him weapons, and a lot of even his deep shots are premeditated goal balls off the read option or play fake. And when you look at, and I'll say this last thing, when you hear people deny objective truth, they're not worth listening to anymore. That's a turnover. He's top 10 all time in turnover to interception ratio. He's like 7th after last year. If he's a turnover guy,
right,
and he's ranked the 7th best to play the game,
right,
what are you opening your mouth for? 7th best of everybody to ever do it.
right.
Last year we lose Amari. Gallup can't run. Noah Brown is a special teamer. He hits free agency after his best year, gets a 1-year deal. That tells you what he is, right?
Yep.
Michael Gallup couldn't run. The year before, Dak's 37-10, 4,500 yards. Gets injured in 2020. Number 1 rated passer, like top 3 rated passer before he got hurt, was leading the league in passing yards for 400 something. We had no defense.
Right.
The year before that, he's 30-10, 4,500 yards. I'm sorry, 4,900 yards. That was the year when him and Jameis were right there. What are we even talking about Dak for?
Yeah, man, you know how I go, man.
You are nothing but a hater.
Yeah.
If you are willing to deny that much objective information.
Yeah, but go ahead. No. We just not gonna argue with those.
I know y'all not arguing. Last thing I'm gonna say is this one dude was talking about 49ers, right?
Yeah,
like, you can't make the argument in reference to Dak and winning alone without looking at the context of the team.
Right.
Why? Because when you look at Brock Purdy, no.
Why you say his name
right?
like that?
And then you look at Garoppolo.
Yeah.
No. He's not better than Dak.
Yeah.
So y'all been to a Super Bowl and 2 other NFC championship games
with
worse players.
Yeah.
It's far more to this than just the quarterback.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. Appreciate you, Martz. Boy, Martz said a lot though. But hey, man, one thing that I did want to say though, Jalen Hurts earned his money. Shouts out to him. He earned his money.
I damn sure ain't. Look, get your bag, bro. Especially shout out to his agent. You know, the agent team. You know, I don't know if she's the first female. I doubt she's first, but he has a all female led agent team, and what an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Black female, by the way, black female agent team. So shout out to them.
Shouts out to him, man. D-Law said it's not my responsibility to run your team and make sure it all fits. You know what I mean? So Jalen Hurts getting his money. It's good for him to capitalize now, man, because you see how they doing Buddy for being a running quarterback. So, cash in while you can, brother. LA, what's up?
Bluetooth is connected. Hello? I don't know.
What's up, LA? What you got for the show?
What? Oh, good. I'm on.
Yeah.
Man,
But
I just turned my car on and the Bluetooth was trying to cut out.
Right.
Man, I was excited to hear Mike Martz give his analysis. Man. When I was at Utah State, we actually ran a lot of what the Rams did.
What?
And his system is completely different than Mike McCarthy. And for him to be able to really give a lot of understanding that what should look different next year is them damn pass catchers will be on the same page. They will be a lot better at not leaving Dak naked on certain routes.
Yeah.
The thing I'm excited about seeing with moving back into the more traditional West Coast stuff, I was all excited, like, oh, yeah, we about to open up the playbook, this, that, and the third, but I didn't realize that Kellen was kind of keeping a harness on how the adjustments go. And the beauty of the West Coast offense is that it's situational site adjustments for at every level. So with a lot of the picks that Dak did throw last year, it was stuff where like CD Lamb didn't cross the linebacker's face. Like they didn't attack the right windows based on the coverage. And it wasn't necessarily Dak's fault because he was putting the ball where the motherfucker should have been. But, when you got a guy that's trying to worry about making a big play as opposed to being disciplined at defeating that particular coverage, that fucking play, which is a young dude thing, and CD wasn't the only guy who did that. But, I was real excited to hear that, man. And, the Popo done got another dude. Well, it ain't me. Anyway, but that was it, though, man. Just want to check in with y'all, tell Sky to stop missing work.
Oh man, yeah, man. We'll still miss Thursday, man. It's all good. Appreciate you, LA, man. We got him right.
My bad, LA. Off season. I got
God bless y'all, man.
the key. What my man say? Keyword is off.
Off. Yeah. We'll still him like, hey,
Hey,
I'm
man,
not gonna be able to make it.
yeah,
Man.
hey, yeah.
That's just fine. It's cool.
I'm about to use that now. Off
that?
season. Keyword is off. Like your vacation, the keyword is vacate.
Okay, yes, sir. Malcolm, what's up, sir? Everybody driving. Malcolm.
Hello.
What's happening, Malcolm?
Hey, what up?
Mm-hmm.
What looks like? How y'all doing today?
What's good with you?
Hey, not much. I was calling in response to the whole Mike Martz
Please.
film session thing. I say I really appreciate him making that video and just kind of like, driving home the point that, a lot of us have been making all year as far as Dak and, how limited he was in that Kellen Moore's offense. And, I would argue down everybody that was like, all my friends and everything about it and say, Kellen's offense was pretty much like a bad radio station where it's like running like the same like 10, 15 plays and then like sprinkle in something nice in there every now and then. And it's like you want more of that, but then they go right back to the same crap they've been doing all year.
Yeah.
And it's like, a couple of guys said before, they had been talking about all season with Coop, when he was there saying how they used to run stop routes all the time.
Yeah.
Called that out, and Stephon Gilmore breaking down his film against Dallas and saying how they would run a lot of the same plays, and he could like tell the play that they were about to run right before they ran it. That's how he got that pick on Dak in that game. And so I'm just, looking forward to a new offense, like a fresh offense, and being able to actually, run plays across the middle of the field and run more drag routes and stop trying to send everybody deep and on these 15-yard comeback routes. And, I think it'll help Gallup out too, especially this coming season, because I feel like, you've been watching that film session with Mike Martz breaking things down, watching him break down Gallup's routes. You kind of looked to me like he could tell he was kind of like laboring that knee and like wasn't really confident with his breaks. And caused it caused a couple of those interceptions.
Right.
With him running out his routes.
Yeah. But man, the one thing that I was taking away from Mike Martz also too is that all these problems though, appreciate you, Malcolm. All these problems, they're easily fixable. You know what I mean? Like you ain't even got to change too much of your offense, just kind of tweak what you got already. And go party, man. Go party.
This is just happened to look over to the chat. This just goes to show you how hard it is to win in this league. Alex talked about how Rodgers is a beast, and it's wild to think Green Bay had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers for almost 30 years and only got one title with them dudes.
Crazy.
It's hard, man.
Crazy. And you can say that about Peyton and Andrew Luck. You can say that about any of these, pairs to where it goes straight into the next guy. Some of the, like Tom Brady really have people thinking that everybody win 5 Super Bowls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that ain't the case, man. Like, Roethlisberger, Breeze, Manning, like these top names that we talk about, man. They only won a few. Russell Wilson, they only get there 1 or 2 times, and they may not always win both. You know what I'm saying? So
damn, they're 30 years. And
that's crazy, bro. Everything gotta be perfect, man. Everything gotta be perfect. DJ, what up?
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing this afternoon?
Cool and player. So Whitey Cop, what you got for the show?
Well, number one, shout out to Jalen Hurts, the 24th best quarterback in the league and the best short yardage back in the league for sure. So shout out to him. He earned his money, got into the Super Bowl for sure. But that actually brings up something because, I like to talk about roughly, stay relevant to what y'all are talking about. This is the first time that Dak's kind of come up in a while. And I'm not going to get into the full thing, but this offseason I kind of delved into, the just quarterback. There's something I call quarterbacking. Arm talent is one thing, and everybody kind of knows what that is. It's the ability to make throws, the strength of the arm, that kind of thing. But I look at quarterbacking as your ability, your level of skill at being a quarterback on an NFL team. And I delved into it, looked at all 32 teams, took my NFL all 22 tape to the maximum. Really annoyed my whole family with this one, and have been really going over the different quarterbacks in the leagues. And there's 3 different metrics that I looked at. It was aggressive quarterbacking as a whole, and then conservative quarterbacking. Dak is top 5 at quarterbacking. His ability as a quarterback, reading the field, multiple progressions on each pass play, things like that, on what he does. Whereas, for instance, the reason I said Jalen Hurts was 24th, he's a one-read guy. He's either reading one defender or one receiver and making a decision off of that. He might check down or do something there, but that's just but most of America would say, hey, Jalen Hurts is the better quarterback. He has a better season, which, depending on how you're rating things, for sure, 100%. But as a quarterback, and 9 of those interceptions that Dak had were what I came up with as his fault. He made a wrong decision. There was another open wide receiver or something like that. The other, 6, where he made the right decision, where it either bounced off the hands or the wide receiver didn't finish the route or something of that nature. So a lot of what Mike Martz was talking about, you can see when you go back and you break down the tape. I know that y'all have, and I'm not talking to y'all, but I'm talking to them. But with those guys, you'll see it where the wide receiver is at fault, or he didn't cut in front of the safety like he was supposed to, or a couple of those CD routes. It's really interesting, and I wouldn't recommend it, right? Because it took a toll on a lot of the stuff that I did with family and all that. But with me doing that, I was able to see exactly, and it's not just him. I got to look at Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr, who I both would say are better at quarterbacking than Jalen Hurts, just as an example.
Hey, man, you ain't going to see me propping up Jalen Hurts, man, but, I don't know, man. Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr, I don't know. But appreciate you, though, DJ.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Will, still, you think that Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins are better pure quarterbacks than Jalen Hurts?
I guess if we're going off the kind of antiquated thought, but
sure. Like we throw passes and
I don't hate Jalen Hurts. I don't dislike him or nothing. He plays for the Eagles. Right. That sucks, but I thought his growth last year was really good. I mean, I don't think he's done growing either. Yep. But yeah. I guess Kirk Cousins. I think I know what he means. I think I know what he's trying to say here with that. But
reading and delivering the football, he feels like Kirk Cousins is a better passer of the football after a read than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, man, I guess that's fair. We don't have enough. We don't got enough evidence in Hurts besides last year, and people question that. So,
but I'm trying to be like Will Steele, man. It don't even matter. As long as you get your result, it don't matter. All right, appreciate you though. Adrian, what's up, sir?
What's going on, boss?
Hey, man, what's happening?
Not much. I kind of get what the last caller was talking about in terms of quarterbacking.
Sure.
But it's just when you have football is a sport of athletes, and when you have athletes, they have their legs that need to be taken into consideration. Yeah. I think the reason why he was saying that Jalen Hurts was less of a quarterback was because he was using his legs to kind of circumvent certain issues that he may have had reading. Because if his first read wasn't open, then he would take off. Doesn't mean he's less of a quarterback, but if he's using his legs to his advantage to make sure that he's doing the correct play, not just trying to fit the ball into a tight window that puts the ball in danger.
Because if it works, you look smart, right? And
exactly.
Once upon a time, I was this guy, man, to where my quarterback got to win a certain kind of way. But man, the more I work with Will Steele, man, like bro, I don't care about ranking nowhere. I don't care about how we get it done. I don't care if we throw slants all day. I just want the shit to be done. You know what I mean? I don't care.
But to counteract that, I think the only issue, and this is kind of like Eagles fans, you guys have to be careful about this. I think the only issue with Jalen Hurts using his legs a bunch, and we already saw this last year, is that there's going to be a new injury element to his game. So there's going to be probably at least 3 or maybe 2 to 3, maybe 4 games a year that he might start missing games because he's probably going to stick with this same style of play.
Mm-hmm.
Or he might throw more interceptions because he's going to want to protect himself more often, which means he's going to throw the ball. He might have to fit the ball into tighter windows.
Mm-hmm.
So either A, you could see him be more injured, or B, he might throw more. He might be more risky with the football because he doesn't want to put his body in harm's way because he just got paid.
Sure.
Yeah,
and they made a new rule where you can't push in the back no more. So we got to figure this out. Got to figure them touchdowns out. Yeah. I'm playing.
Yeah, my quarterback doesn't need to be pushing the back. He where he wants to.
Pause.
He doesn't need to be pushing.
I feel you, Age. Appreciate you, man. That was a fantastic call, brother. Salute.
The running part is definitely something that I think the new offensive coordinator, Brian Johnson, is going to have to massage a little bit, right? Like you can't be running Jalen Hurts 12, 13 times a game, man. Definitely since you paid him $255, $170.
You gotta be around.
Guaranteed.
This shit gotta last.
Yeah, right. So I think it'll be fun to watch how they, develop that part of his game, because he's already developing as a passer, but now it has to take that next step because he is going to have to drop back probably more and run less. Yeah. I don't think he's not capable though.
Right.
Jalen Hurts was never some Jeff George type,
right?
Where he didn't have it up in the head, but he had arm talent. Like Jalen Hurts he reminds me of Dak, man. Yeah. A guy that coming in, he had his deficiencies, but he's a good leader. He's a hard worker, and they worked their way up to being one of the better quarterbacks. Now Hurts has to do it consistently, but he's off to a good start. So.
I just want to see how Eagles fans are going to react when the media turn their back on them, because it always happens. It's bound to happen. It's like clockwork. Jalen's not gonna. He's not gonna go to the Super Bowl every single year of his career. You know what I'm saying? But the one time he don't, the media gonna try to turn their back on him and poo on him. Yeah.
They did the Wentz, but Wentz had his guys that was so, oh my gosh, it was a bit ridiculous. And it's like, what are you watching? Like, we're watching the same thing. You're still capping for Wentz, but
yeah. Hemp, what up?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all?
What's good, player? So what you got for the show?
No, nothing much. I was looking at film on all Dak Prescott's interceptions.
Okay, Mike Martz did something. Okay.
This past season, and he had 6 that was his fault.
Okay.
7 it was his receiver's fault.
Right.
And a few, batted at the line. I just call them shit happens plays.
Shit happens, yeah.
But I just wanted to point that out. So the man really only threw, let's say 7. Let's say he threw 7 interceptions. So, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
We get another offensive lineman, that'll help.
Yeah.
We get Bijan, that'll help with the run game.
Mm-hmm.
Another receiver, that'll help.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking this first round pick is going to be best offensive player available. I think they're going to do that for, Big Mike. And where I work at, Voch, I ain't got a lot to do, so I've been going back and looking at your draft videos.
Appreciate
your live reaction on the draft.
Appreciate you.
And how CD dropped.
Yep.
We was all waiting on that.
Yeah, man.
But Michael Parsons, man, you was ready to go to bed. Hindsight 2020 is a motherfucker, ain't it?
Well, this is my whole thing about Michael Parsons, right? Will Steele knew all along. But when I watched the film on Micah, I just didn't see a Von Miller type pass rush. I just saw a linebacker that can, win blitzes. I mean, that can blitz and win sometimes, But Michael Parsons, went to a COVID camp and he learned some things and he got to the NFL, got some coaching, and he put that athleticism on the edge. And boy, I ain't mad though. Shouts out to him. Shit.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. They said that the misdirection was getting him every time, but now it's just like he got a nose for it.
Nah, it still is. It still is. Micah's a phenomenal pass rusher, but I think he still got a lot of linebacker to learn. But he can learn that while he pass rushing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I love to get anything on defense just to make this defense even more godlike. But
anyway.
I think if it's an offensive player that we love, we might even move up to, I know you don't want to trade up, but I just feel like, this is one of them years where we would trade up.
Yeah.
And in the second round, I think we might trade up there too,
Yeah.
Because we get a lot of hits in the second round.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Appreciate you, Hemp. Good call.
All right. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, sir. Talk about my wins though. Damn. Talk about my millions of wins. All right, well, that's cool. Let's get Jack on the phone. See what he's talking about. What's up, Jack?
Voch.
What's good with your player?
Sky.
Yo.
What's happening?
Life good, man. I can't complain, bro.
You know, I always got to ask how you gentlemen are doing.
Yes, sir.
You know, always love. Appreciate what you guys do for the culture. You know what I'm talking about? Now, with all due disrespect, I tell you what, you better leave my damn quarterback alone, Slim. What I've been saying. Voch, Sky, y'all ain't got to have a problem with him. Y'all ain't got to fight with him, but I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got a problem.
Right.
That's one of the best in the league right now. Just like Martz was saying, and Martz was spitting too.
Yep.
I was saying some facts. I couldn't believe those words was coming out of his mouth.
Martz
kind of contradicted this.
Martz don't be spitting.
Contradicted this.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No. We listening. Go ahead. We listening to you.
Yeah, he kind of contradicted himself.
Oh, man.
He said if you listen to the opinions of fools once they hear the truth, and they keep going, there's no reason to listen to them.
Boy.
And my mind automatically went back to the CeeDee Lamb conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, how the tables turn, don't you?
Yeah.
Tell them to call back this year too with all that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that is that. I believe we're gonna do a whole lot better, man.
Yeah.
It's a small little thing that'll make big things happen.
Yep.
Pause.
Yep. Pause.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, big pause.
Yeah,
but yeah, guys, love y'all, man. Keep doing what y'all doing.
Yep.
And you know, like I always say, if you ain't got it, Big Jack got it.
You say that? I appreciate you, Jack. Salute, man. Yo, what? I didn't know Jack said that. I know now. That boy say, hey, man, Martz says something right for once. God damn, Carl. I ain't had my button queued up. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I was about to get a dynamic button on there. All right, we got 2 more calls, man. We're going to get to y'all. And shit, I can't promise that I'm gonna do Patreon after the show. I may do Patreon early in the morning tomorrow. But we working on it. We getting towards the end of the draft season. I ain't gonna be doing too much cramming. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna learn that many more people now that I didn't know at first. So, but you can run over to the Patreon anyway if you want. You know, if you want to watch some film with us. Appreciate you. Let's go. Z, the Ravens fan. What's up, Z?
Hey, Voch, how you doing?
Cool and Playboy. What you got for the show?
So I got off work and I saw that Jalen Hurts got extended and kind of felt envious because I wish the Ravens would have done this, 2-3 years ago now? Before this whole Deshaun Watson contract made it a huge issue.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you, where do you think Jalen Hurts is? Where does he rank as a quarterback? I have him around 5-6. The guys I have ahead of him would be Patrick, Joe Burrow, Lamar, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, and then from there I think you could start debating.
Honestly, it don't even matter. It don't matter where he ranked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if he can line up and beat the Chargers, it don't matter that Justin Herbert ranked better than him. You know, if he, you know, if the Eagles can't beat Dak, then it don't matter if you think that Hurts better than Dak. You know what I'm saying? I'm just in this new place, man. I'm in this new place to where the result is the only thing that matters. The result is the only thing that matters. Jimmy Garoppolo won a game where he threw 6 passes. You know what the motherfucker said? Jimmy Garoppolo won a damn playoff game. Hell, they said. They ain't say Jimmy handed the ball off 35 times to 3 different runs. They say Jimmy won a playoff game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just in this. I'm just in this new world to where I don't care how it get done, defensively, run game on Dak's back, spread West Coast. I don't care how we do it. Yeah. I don't care if we the number 1 offense and we do it. We could be the number 18th offense and we do it. It don't matter. You win the Super Bowl. It don't matter. It don't matter. So that's where I'm at now.
I think we need to make tiers more popular or whatever than numeral rankings, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Dak is somewhere in the not elite, but in the real good. You can say something like that. Sure.
The whole top. He's 7. He's 5. He's man. I'm over that. I've been over, as you know. But you know, I think he's one of the better quarterbacks in this league. Is he Pat Mahomes? No, I'm not gonna put him up there with Pat Mahomes. Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago too, and a lot of people went out Burrow. But I mean, there's a tier that I believe Dak is not far behind the top tier. So if you want to call it tier 2, whatever you want to call it. Yep. But regardless, a lot of those people in that tier either have had help via players, via coaching, via scheme, whatever, to get to where they had to be to. So
when they talk about Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl, they care nothing about how good his team is. It was whether he got there and won it or not.
Yep.
That's all that matters. They don't care about Pat ankle. They don't care about the details. Did you get it done or not? So that's where I'm at.
I agree. So before the Super Bowl, this season started, I remember watching, do you know who that franchise guy is? He does the season in-depth breakdowns, and he was talking about how outside of quarterback, the Eagles might have the single best offense. I mean, going into the season, we knew their offensive line would have been top 5. Adding A.J. Brown on top of Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, that's one of the best receiving cores. And now it's up to Jalen Hurts to see what he does. And Jalen Hurts, he played his butt off. I mean, my goodness, before the season, people didn't know if he was a starting quarterback, and now he's the highest paid quarterback annually. And
crazy.
Honestly, I'm really envious of the situation. But one thing that does make that very difficult about Jalen Hurts' situation is we know how good his surrounding cast is, and people play the what if game. What if you had this quarterback in that situation?
No matter.
Would they have even won the Super Bowl?
That doesn't matter.
We don't live in that world. We live in this world. And
Mike Martz said he'll be better, but who cares what Mike Martz and Ja Rule think? Go ahead.
Yep. And I think Howie Roseman played it smart by paying Jalen Hurts early. If you believe you got the quarterback, then you pay him as soon as you can, because quarterback market's only going to go up, and that's what that Ravens had to learn the hard way. And now they're stuck in this situation with Lamar. But appreciate you having me on.
Appreciate you, Z the Ravens fan. Salute to you, my guy. My homeboy said he fresh hit me, Will Steele, when the Jalen Hurts news came out. He was like, boy, you might want to go ahead and sign Lamar Jackson, man, because the price of that bag going to keep going up.
Yep.
And, we can only think about, what's going to happen when Joe Burrow come around. Like what can you say to Joe Burrow?
Burrow, Herbert's next too. All them dudes.
So, that's coming. That's coming, man. We got one last call. 557. What's up? Who this?
Hey, Voch, it's Chase.
Chase from Twitch and Chase from Patreon and
Cali. From Cali.
Chase from Cali. What's good with you, Chase? Salute to you, sir.
Chase is on the case.
What's good with you, my guy?
Long time listener, first time caller.
Appreciate you, man. Man. I see you in all of my platforms that I be running out there, man. So I'm grateful and I appreciate you, sir. What you got for the show?
Hey, man, I got a couple things. First off, I want to talk about Dak and all the turnovers. Like people don't realize, other than 2020 when he got hurt and he was tearing it up before that, and last year, I mean, his turnover ratio, TD to turnover ratio, was like 3 or 4 to 1. Like one of the top in the league. I'm done with the people talking about turnovers and all that. It's not a thing. Yeah. And then the only other thing I wanted to say was, I'm guessing all this talk now about 26 looks like we're getting more tight end, and it's looking like I don't know. It might be a week before we start hearing Brian Broaddus going 105 through the fan and say, "Hey, y'all, you want to keep an eye on this Michael Mayer."
Yeah.
So anyway, so I just wanted to just call in, get my feet wet.
Yeah.
Let y'all know I'm here. Salute you guys. You keep putting in the work and keep doing you, and I'm gonna keep listening.
Appreciate you, Chase, man. Salute,
Thanks,
my
man.
guy. I just put you down platinum. Next time when you call, we'll know it's you.
Chase is on the case, man.
Yes, sir. So, Will, I've been seeing it all over the place, man. I've seen about 3 mocks mocking Michael Mayer to the Cowboys. What that means to me is that tight end is a possibility. You know what I mean? I don't think Michael Mayer is the pick in particular. That just wouldn't make a whole bunch of sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
He's on that list. I know you said you actually eliminated tight ends, but I think they're probably on that list of, we had a couple dozen that you could take between 26 and 58, wherever Cowboys are picking.
Yep.
I wouldn't rule it out, man. I wouldn't rule that out. I wouldn't rule linebacker, edge, kind of these obscure, doesn't look like it's a need now, but it really might be in the future type situation.
Yep.
I wouldn't rule it out. That's all I'm saying.
But it is not over until Brian Broaddus lean real close and go, "Hey, listen, man. It's Michael Mayer, it's specifically Michael Mayer. It ain't just, it's Michael Mayer.
Expeditiously, it's
indubitably." When you say that, that's a wrap, bro. We might as well download from Notre Dame, man. But it is what it is. Hey man, Brian had the nerve, man, on this last podcast, man. Brian said, I just generally get a feel, man. Van Der Esch had a feel. Tristan Hill had a feel. Who told you, motherfucker?
Yeah, don't act like you got a feel. You connected down there, player. Just say that.
Yeah, you ain't got a lot of me. Come on, man.
I mean, he legitimately has Will's number. Like, this dude has shown me a screenshot of Will McClay's text messaging him. So, just say it. Will hook you up. No, he can't say that. He really can't say that, though.
Yeah.
But,
he can't say exactly, man, but, Will probably, hey, man, is one of these 5 guys.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm ranking them from 1 to 5.
100%. Bro, why would you go to anyone else?
Yep.
I'm not talking to Chris, the producer.
Yep.
Hey, Will, what you guys thinking here at 26? And Will gonna give you like 5 names.
Mm-hmm. And Will, I don't think the board is that locked down, but they'll say something like, hey, if Sam Williams is there, we taking him at 58. Like, that's just what it is. So if Sam Williams is close to there, Brian will go, hey, it's probably gonna be Sam Williams right here.
Yeah.
Or he'll go, hey, what do you guys think about Sam Williams? Y'all watch him? Yeah, from Ole Miss. Y'all watch him? That's how you do it. All right, man. Let's go. Sick of this. On the volume side, appreciate y'all. Today the 17th. George Rushing dropped 3 deuces. Yeah, all the questions. He said, this is why I like y'all's show. Y'all really watch film. That's the first one. His second one says, he probably think Quentin Johnston is similar to Julio Jones. I wonder who he talking about. He probably think Quentin Johnston.
I think he's trolling whoever's talking or on the phone or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Martz be saying shit like that. Appreciate it. And then his last deuce was took away his top target and play calling was trash. He's definitely talking about Dak right there. He's definitely talking about Dak right there. Hey man, 100%. No matter how you slice it, I don't care. You could call it excuse if you want to. Noah Brown is your wide receiver too. You play against the number 1 defense as a whole in the league. It is what it is, man.
It was idiotic. Yeah. You don't get rid of him and then not replace him.
Yeah. For the volume side, for the vibe side. Appreciate y'all. No, not that. No. Hit a little refresh right there. See all. Today's the 17th. Nitro Ninja dropped a deuce and says, can you tell me anything about Tyler Lacey? Nope. Once I've gotten this far in the draft.
Eddie?
Tyler.
Oh, Tyler. Okay.
Pass rush from Oklahoma State, I believe. Yeah. Look, once I got the 16 pass rushes, man, I just feel like I didn't need no more. So I'm sorry to let you down. I got a little time between now and later. If I got a little time, I'll look at Tyler Lacey. But I ain't just in a rush to squeeze him in. But I pause. But we'll just keep on going. Pause. Appreciate you, Nitro Net. No, that was on. Okay, cool. Michael Garrett. He says he dropped a deuce. He says, are the Joneses allowing bad Dak press due to? Are they allowing bad Dak press due to the contract? I don't think that's bad Dak press. First of all, they the ones that'll talk shit about Dak while the contract being negotiated.
Listen,
go ahead.
Well, good for a conspiracy theory, Voch, but allowing? You can't control all of the press.
Mike, go over there and tell Mike Martz to stop doing what he's doing. Drop a think piece on Dak's interceptions, and hopefully he'll take a hometown discount. No way, sir. And plus, a Mike Martz video is not going to affect Dak money no kind of way. No, sir. Appreciate you though. And Jonas Jensen dropped 100 Danish krones. Appreciate you, sir. He says, hey, Voch and Steele, can you explain to me what traits you are looking for when you're scouting an offensive tackle to play guard and vice versa? And am I delusion for wanting Broderick Jones over everybody this year? Well, appreciate you, Jonas.
Great question for you, bro.
Yeah. And I've been saying this a lot, man. Some people think that guards are just bad tackles. It's not the case. These dudes win in different ways. They fight in different ways. Guards, the exchange happens a little quicker, because there's a 3-tech or a 1-tech or a 2-tech, standing directly in front of you. So you probably got one, quick set and punch. And now you're in this engagement. So that, you need to be heavy in your punch. You need your anchor to be strong, things of that nature, or prioritize, stronger anchor than movement, right? Because it happens fast. There are some tackles who may be 308 pounds who don't prefer to fight in a phone booth, to where as soon as the ball snaps, there's a dude in their chest, right? You got to be accurate with your hands. You got to be strong with your hands. You got to be able to go from, okay, I'm going to kick slide, or I'm going to anchor right here, right? All that's different type of footwork than I'm a tackle. And I may not engage you till my third kick, and that's when chess match happens, right? I may give you my first three kicks or my first three rush sets as kick, inside hand, kick, inside hand, until you get used to me going inside hand. And Tyron does this a bunch. I go kick, show the inside hand, take the inside hand back. You attack that hand, it's not there anymore. And I just give you a little jersey pull and you end up on the ground. There's a lot more chess game on the outside because it doesn't happen as immediately, right? It's more so I'm kicking and I need to see where you are and I'm going to react to you. Guard, it happens fast. You know what I'm saying? So when I see DeJuan Jones is a big dude, and he is a powerful dude, but his length, his timing, his strikes give him an advantage as a tackle. But he's tall, and sometimes long arms don't always work inside because it's kind of like in boxing, man. Hooks come at a different angle than crosses do. You're not gonna throw a cross at somebody directly on you. Those are hooks and uppercuts, knees, or whatever. I said boxing, Muay Thai, whatever. So you got different attacks for different lengths for different exchanges. DeJuan Jones' arms are so long. If he's inside, he might miss you because his arms are so long.
What about Broderick? I believe he was mentioning Broderick as his guy.
So Broderick is another dude that I look at. He can play guard, but I think his final destination is tackle. And I think he can play guard because when you watch him, he love to wrestle and down block and maul people. So he kind of got a little bit of guard in him, but I think he's athletic enough to move around a bit. So I think Broderick's final destination is tackle, but he could play guard right now. I don't want to see DeJuan Jones playing guard at all. To where you take a guy like Darnell Wright from Tennessee, who also has some maul in him, but he's fantastic with his hand technique. He's fantastic with his punch. He's fantastic with his timing and kicks and things of that nature. Skoronski is a guy that I don't really want him digging dudes out of B gap. I don't want him exchanging fights, getting into these, quick fights in B gap and A gap. So in my mind, Skoronski is not a guard. He's a tackle. He just happened to be a tackle that has short arms that can't deal with long arm defensive ends yet. How do you fix that? Learn how to deal with long arm defensive ends. Don't just throw him at guard because I don't think he's naturally a guard. Guys like Bergeron from Syracuse, he is a guard up and down. He played tackle, but he's a guard. You know what I'm saying? Shorter arms. He loved to fight. He loved working in these phone booths. His timing ain't great. His kick slide ain't great. He doesn't really get a bunch of depth on his kick slide. Looks a little clumsy. Balance isn't that good. Doesn't have a lot of diversity and timing in his kicks. So when I see Bergeron, hey, just put him at guard and let him push people. So those are your examples of pure guards, pure tackles, tackles that can play guard, guards that can play tackle. There you go. Appreciate you, sir.
Perfectly explained.
Appreciate you, man. Alex says, I don't see why Skoronski can't be a guard. He can. He can play free safety if he want to. You know what I'm saying? I just think he's best at tackle, learning how to deal with long arm dudes. That's just my own personal opinion. I could be wrong, you could be right, but Skoronski is a tackle me. And that's all. Appreciate you though. Appreciate you. Let's see. Is that all? Let me go hit refresh. Appreciate you, Jonas. That was a great question, sir. That's all we got. Marcus Harrison, you in here, sir? What you doing, Marcus Harrison?
Man, he was waiting for that one.
Yeah, he had them joints copy and pasted, bro. He was ready, man. Here we go. So you telling me Skoronski doesn't look like a Joe Thuney type, who I believe that ain't my business, dog. I don't do player comparisons. I watched film on Skoronski. That's my take on Skoronski, dog. Yeah, whatever. But Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me, Will Steele, and Peter Skoronski. At the volume, the most expensive place on earth is the graveyard. Do you know why? Because it's filled with people with dreams that never acted on or never manifested. Hold on, Will Steele. Let me just read that one time better. Hold on. The most expensive place on earth is the graveyard. Okay. Do you want to know why? Yes, Mark. Because it is filled with people with dreams that never acted on and never manifested. Live your dreams, everyone. The most expensive place on earth is the graveyard.
He got me on this one.
You want to know why? Why? Because it's the Slam Jam. Want to know why? Because it's filled with people with dreams that were never acted on or never manifested.
What?
The most expensive place. Okay, so I guess what he's saying.
I don't know.
Appreciate you, Marcus Harrison, man. Hey, that's fantastic. Yo, Will.
It's not too many times I can't, but that thing went clean over my head.
He's spitting.
He's spitting something. I know there's something in there.
There's something in there. I'm just not good enough. Yeah. I'm just not good enough.
It's embarrassing. Broke ass dead people.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Come on, T.
Oh man, that's fucked up. People, okay, so people in the graveyard that never realized their dreams.
So Kyle said, "Don't be the ones who didn't live your dream."
But how that make them expensive? Or how that make them
breakdown? Need an ESPN version. So explain it to me like I'm 5.
Is that funeral more expensive? Because it's insured? Or that's rough, man.
So
they had $1 million dream, but they did.
If you die and you get buried in a graveyard, you ain't never act on your dreams or manifest them. Is that one?
Would that make you poor because you ain't do shit?
If that's how you feel about me, Marcus, then just cremate my ass. Don't put me in a grave.
Yeah. Don't put me in the grave. I don't want to be
ain't shit. He buried in the graveyard.
This is graveyard. Look at dirt on this motherfucking casket. Get him out, dirty ass. Get him out of there.
Nah, I'm just playing.
Wasted potential is like untapped wealth. That's what he's saying. Damn, Skoronsky.
Lost potential.
Wasted potential. I feel like I'm being judgmental though.
Yeah, it does feel like it feels like I'm looking down at you because you buried in the graveyard. Like you ain't live your dreams.
Look at these broke bitches.
You got a regular headstone? I don't know.
It's expensive to not. What do you say? It's expensive to not have chased your dreams. I chased my dreams, and it's full of tax write-offs. I ain't gonna lie, dog. I spent a lot of money on my dream. That's a lot.
Boy, them first couple years.
Oh, goodness,
I'm writing every damn thing.
Yeah.
Still to this day, Loki. But
still right. I bought a new camera. Every year I got a new camera.
Right off the room you in.
Yeah.
The internet you using.
I pay your rent. Yeah.
Your phone.
Paul said life insurance. Hey man, fun show, bro. Fun show, y'all. Love y'all to pieces, man. I love that we can come together and have this conversation.
Just throw me in the trash, Danny DeVito.
All right, man. All right. Nah, it's cool. It's cool. Hey, be sure to hit the like button, hit the sub on the volumes pages, hit the sub on all of Voch Lombardi's pages. Go follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. My Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, where we watch the film as a whole. And twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi, my non-football content. Kenny Lott dropped a dime and says, I want a D tackle, wide receiver, and tight end amongst the first 3 picks. Hey, that's Mozzie, tight end, and whoever. Appreciate you. Follow my point guard Will Steele at Skywalker Steele, STEELE, and at A to Z Dallas in the morning. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. Appreciate you, sir. And for the rest of y'all, man, till tomorrow, we're gonna try to get into some more draft stuff. That'll be the all 32 draft show. Y'all hold down for the Doski Wilson Peace Whiskey, man. Until next time, volume.
So what if I got like one of those custom made rooms, them big giant tombs?
Yeah.
Did I live my dream?
The most expensive is the Tom Ford Sports. Do you know why? Hey man, Marcus missed me with this one, dog. Yeah. I'm just gonna be a broke motherfucker.